Hello, Kalu Kalay. How are we doing today? So, late stream. You may be wondering, Notepad, why is there a late stream, and what the fuck are you? That's a ladybug on my wall. There's a ladybug on my wall. I don't want that ladybug on my wall. How do I deal with the ladybug currently on my wall? Do I have a blunt? Oh my god, it's time, everybody. Let me get cardboard Excalibur here. Ugh. Let me draw my weapon. I have slain the ladybug in glorious single combat. Hello! Late stream. Why are we doing a late stream? Because I fell asleep. Yeah, there's nothing really too exciting back there. I kind of passed the fuck out because I was really cold and it was really comfy. And I'm like, tum-tum hurt. Me want to sleep now. So I went to sleep. So hello. Welcome to the Somata stream. First Somata stream. What is Somata? Well, Somata is the saga of the blood cults of Yakula. Did a little bit of a brief rundown of me thinking about things. Now, we've got the setting name, Thetos. We have got the region, otherwise known as Yakula, based off the river Yakula. And we have the name of the corpse god that you will be worshipping, Amrato. The corpse god, Amrato. These are the three things that I kind of need to address in the game, kind of lore section, and this is really all I'm going to be addressing. It's like, there's Thetos. Thetos is a land permanently, like, all we need to know here, like, I'm gonna literally put this in fucking, the cycle of reincarnation is constant, and affects everything. Castle gods, again, name pending. Castle gods are built into the world as, quote, real religions. Wandering gods are like the wind, and are fake religions, generally speaking. They're not like super hardcore religions. And then there are ascended gods. Ascended gods are trying to become castle or wandering gods. That's all they are. These are the important things we got to know about. I will probably add more notes. Sitting in a Discord call at 2 in the morning, probably. And it'll work great. Oh, Lord. But yes, so, Khaldun's trials. Kind of talked about things a little bit, what's going on, and of course we'd already detailed the system. Now, system is pretty simple, as with many things in life. The system is, you're going to take a number of d12s equal to your skill. Take this, and you're going to roll them. And these are your action dice. So let's say I have 3 action dice or something. I'm going to roll them. And then every interval of 4 you roll, you get 1 success. So I rolled 8, 8, 11. So effectively, I rolled 6 successes. I could succeed at something pretty hard. even having like 1 or 2 dice in something is pretty damn good, because you gotta think every d12 is technically 3 possible successes. On average, if you have an action die, you will roll 1 success. And a little above average, if you do pretty well, you'll score 2. On a 1 in 12 chance, which is very good, you'll score 3. But if you have, say, 3 dice, we can relatively get an advanced difficulty check on there. Yeah. That's kind of the idea with Favor, with Disciples, with less DV, they have failed check. Kind of talking about what's going on. How I want the wins to be is, if there is no clear defender and you tie, monsters automatically win, then disciples, then men, then pests. So it's kind of like, hey, you are fighting another man and you both clash and you both hit equally. You are going to overpower them because you are a disciple of the Corpse God, and that's just how it is. However, you are fighting a giant monster that wants to eat your face. You clash. The monster is going to win because fuck you, this is a monster, it's going to kill you. So a lot of this is coming from ZDT, obviously. There are some things that are going to be similar to ZDT and other things which really aren't, so I guess we just have to go in there and start doing stuff. Also, for the few people who give a shit, the title and subtitle are Eagle Lake. The headings are Almendra, and the base font is Moolish. Yes, we have the return of Moolish, because I really like the Moolish font. I think it looks nice. For the people who are interested, the vast majority of the artwork is going to be ink. Give me this ink art style because I think it looks nice, and the Magic Internet Machine is pretty good at generating it, so we're working with that. Oh yeah, I forgot I got Saints Row. Technically, we can play the new Saints Row game on stream because I got that for free. Woohoo! So we're going to talk about momentum and hindrances. And I also hope that all of you also picked up Saints Row, the new one, for free on Epic Games, because that's what Epic Games does now, is just give away free things. So when a disciple, is advantage, they will secure momentum or hindrances. Momentum or hindrance. Let's see. Possessing the right equipment, ideal location, or possessing the right abilities will will seize the momentum. During momentum, when the disciple has momentum, they will right now is like, let's see. Right now, this is just bonus successes. Do we want to change that? No. I think just having bonus successes is just fine. When the disciple has momentum, they add +1 successes. +1 successes to their check. Successes. Add +1 success to their check. For example, For example, a disciple is operating on a farmer in a clean environment. Actually, is operating on a noble in a fine is operating on a noble in their clean room. They would get the disciple fine clean room. The disciple would add an additional success. Momentum can stack up to three times for a total of successes. Hindrances. If the disciple is in harrowing conditions, forced to improvise, or harrowing conditions, forced to improvise, or without, or being rushed, they will suffer from hindrances. They'll suffer from hindrances. When the disciple has a hindrance, they will reduce. They will have -1 success to their check after the roll. Example: disciple is operating on a nomad in the middle of the step. Or being rushed. There will suffer hindrances. And this dirty. Let's see. This dirty environment on uneven terrain forces them to lose a success. Similar to the momentum, hindrances stack up to 3 times. Up to 3 times for a total of -3 successes. Now, -3 doesn't seem like a lot, but again, that's a full die. The counteract one another. Having counteract one another. Having if the disciple is treating a peasant with fine treating their ally in a dirty home, but actually counteract one another. Having two momentum and two hindrance, would make it so that the disciple does not add. Not add or remove any successes to their check. There we go. Easy enough to understand. Then we do. Hello, why did you do that to yourself? Like, why in God's name would anyone make a new Saints Row? Like big butts, and I cannot lie. the new Saints Row is a very special game, because of how poor the idea actually is. Like, the actual idea behind the new Saints Row was so flawed, truly astounding, of how anyone could write it off as anything other than a complete meme. If I remember correctly, notice how it's not even under, like, Saints Row. Yeah, it's 2022. Saints Row 2022 actually caused Volition to shut down, I believe. Yeah, yeah. Technically, Saints Row is owned by PlayOn now. Though which is a little bit wonky because PlayOn is a media group which is owned by another media group which was owned by another group. Welcome to the Embracer Group, everyone. It's great. Yeah. Like, people forget, like, the Embracer Group is fucking huge. Like, it's an absolute, like, massive goddamn super company, because you have THQ Nordic in there. You've got Pion, which is technically has Deep Silver under it. Yeah, all the Deep Silver games. Yep, that's all owned by... Everything in Deep Silver is owned by a single group. Ta-da! Let's see. We've got Flying, we're like Warhorse Studios, Kingdom Come Deliverance, owned by the Embracer Group. That one seems... Deep Rock Galactic. Yes, Deep Rock Galactic is owned by the Embracer Group. All of this shit is owned by the exact same company, and I find that really funny. I love Megacorps. I love Megacorps. They're amazing. Tripwire Interactive, Zed Studios, Gearbox. Gearbox is technically part of the Embracer Group as well. You kind of see right here. Even worse when you realize Asmodee is also a subsidiary of the Embracer Group. Yeah, Asmodee, Fantasy Flight Games is technically a subsidiary of the Embracer Group. And then you have the entirety of Dark Horse Media, which is also part of this. Crystal Dynamics, all of it's there. It's all the same shit. Yeah, there's a couple ones that are a little bit weird. I love super groups. Marital aid on people wearing a gimp suit. Is it owned by Tencent? No, the fuck. Yeah, the entire idea of the Embracer Group is that they're just a holding company. They hold a bunch of things. They own a shit ton of companies, and they just pay out, and it just goes down the list. That's all it is. Tencent's kind of the same way, where they just own a bunch of companies. And you're like, oh, hey Tencent, what do you own? Oh, you own a lot of things. It's one of those moments of, like, why was Funcom... Like, Funcom is another really good example of this. Is like, who owns Funcom? Tencent. Tencent owns Funcom. Their parent company is Tencent. So anything that you've ever seen by Funcom is actually owned by Tencent. Because then you get things like Riot Games. Riot Games is completely owned by Tencent, by the way. Like, completely. Shark Mob, Turtle Rock Studios got completely bought by Tencent. They have a majority publishing in there. Techland, same idea. Tequila Works. Like, anytime you see something like majority, you're thinking like 90%. Jaeger development, Fat Shark, Mini Clip. Yes, Mini Clip. What were some of the other ones? Epic Games. Yes, Tencent owns 40% of Epic Games. Ta-da! Yeah, that's one of those fun things. Technically, they own chunks of FromSoft. They own chunks of Ubisoft. They own a small part of Katakawa, but that's also because From Software is also owned by a chunk of Katakawa, because they're another completely different thing, because they're owned by Katakawa. Yeah, Six Joy, Sony Interactive. Yeah, because Katakawa also owns a gajillion things. Never forget that either. They own a fuck ton of things. And if you ever want to know who's getting pissed about this Japanese thing, it's this. About the localization thing. This is why, like, you suddenly have people getting a little bit more invested in it. There's a lot of people who are getting a little bit more invested than they should. Because guess what? They own everything. Read Megacorps. Put in wealth and because disparity, people took him down over it. He used IRL 1999 to 1990 states. So it's just there to make, yeah, it's big money. That's all it is. It's a shit ton of money, because you will quickly learn in life that the best way to make money is to make sure other people are making money for you. Welcome to the most important thing in the world. Let's see if we open ZDT up. We're not going to have cohesion or desperation. We are going to add we're going to add extended checks, because I always feel like I need to add extended checks to things now, because then certain checks will take place over a long time. Certain checks will take place over a long time. These are referred to as an extended check. When making an extended check, the Caladun will announce the time interval. Time interval. This would be seconds. This would be actually no. This would be minutes, hours, days, weeks, months. We'll announce or months. We'll announce the time interval. Every time the interval occurs, every time the and set a difficulty, and let's see, and set a difficulty value equal to 10 times difficulty. Whenever the interval occurs, the disciple may roll the appropriate check, and apply any successes. To the difficulty to reduce it. For example, If a disciple is practicing a new refinement of Orgone, if a disciple is practicing a new refinement of Orgone, Khaldun says it will take hours. Thus hours at DV20. Thus, every hour the disciple may roll their check and reduce the DV. It may take a few hours, or it may take most of the day. If the disciple rolls zero successes, they will botch every botch making no progress. If the disciple botches 3 times, the entire extended check fails. Need to read. Yep. Understand. So let's see. Basics of there. Do we need to add anything in particular that I'm forgetting? Because I feel like I'm forgetting something. Of course I am. Oh goodness. Find a company making a problem, buy it off the owner, keep their running, slow down tanks. Let's think. What am I thinking? What am I thinking of? I feel like I'm missing something and I don't know what. What am I missing? Beater. I need help. No, I don't think I need to add anything else here. That should be everything of like how to actually that should be everything in how to actually make checks and roll, because the only other thing here was the idea of competency, but you are not competent. That is the that's the joke, kids. You're fucking stupid. Let's see. Nope. Everything should be fine. Yes, I did write in alone a game, and yes, it is it's super fucking autistic. We're not going to add cohesion, because cohesion isn't appropriate for this game. Because again, you're not supposed to be cohesive, you're supposed to be a bunch of fucking weird cultists. Because remember, you're cultists of the Corpse God. We're a blood cult, effectively. blood cults. Blood cults. Oh. Da 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 da. Comedy sketch. Who's pink? Eesh. Sounds so dirty. Like, yes, that's kind of the idea. It's like, yeah, it is like you're a bunch of dirty, unwashed like bunch of fucking dirty, horrible people. It's like, yep. What do you do? Like, what's the plot of this? Hey, Notepad, what's the plot of this game? You're a bunch of stupid blood cultists who worship a corpse god, because you want to extract people's organs to get a life-curing super essence from them. It's like, uh-oh. mm. Deep in deep in the Yakulan steppe, it is pockmarked by tribes, clans, and small city, and actually I should say petty warlords who dominate, and who worship the castle god, and petty warlords. But one group find themselves among all of these disparate warring factions. The blood cult of, saying it wrong because I gotta remember, Amrato. The blood cult of Amrato. The blood cults, actually, the blood cults are a, Amrato's blood cults. No. Blood cults. Amrato. The blood cults recruit anyone willing to undergo their various initiations. Initiation. Let's see. The very initiation. Recruit anyone willing to undergo their various initiation rites. Once accepted, they are a member. They are a member of the cult. And have been enslaved to the will of the corpse god Amrato. The truth is that the blood cults are as united as any of the tribe's people, as any of the tribes or warlords, bickering among themselves, as well as picking fights among their own kin. The very let's see. The truth is that the blood cults are united as any tribe or warlord, bickering among themselves as much as picking fights among their own kin. The only immediate ideologies are formed quickly and unite them together toward their common goal, the great work. each of the minor blood cults, have their own great work to that requires gallons gallons upon gallons. That requires the river's worth of Orgone to even pretend to even entertain it working. Each of the great succeeding to even entertain its possibility. Thus many disciples. This leads to many disciples leaving their homeland, leaving their immediate homeland, and allying themselves with other blood cultists to acquire the sacred liquid, to acquire the sacred essence of life from others. Let's see. Have their own great work that requires a river's worth of Orgone to entertain its possibility. And this leads to many disciples leaving their immediate homeland and allying themselves with other blood cultists to acquire the sacred essence of life from others. Be this through Though many leave under the pretense of the great work, only to ply their trade. Only to ply their trade as a member of the Yakula. A member of the Yakula. A member of Yakula and a member of Yakula. No. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Not quite. Because the main thing is, what you need to do is your organ harvesters. If there is that is how you extract Orgone, through organs. And as such, you have a very weird position in society where people are fucking terrified of you, rightfully so, but you're also like, hey, we know how to fight as well as know how to heal you. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that's what I forgot to add. That's what I forgot to add in. It's right here, so I don't forget about it. Disciples are not flawless. Many times they will be forced to make a check in which they have a 0. They have a 0. Rather than roll 0d12 and instantly fail the check. The disciple is awarded a mercy with a single d12. This d12 can only achieve one success if they roll a 4 or higher. If they roll a 4 or higher, instead of scoring the traditional 3 successes of 4, 8, and 12. Unless the disciple has momentum. Unless the disciple has momentum or allies, they are unlikely to succeed at anything more complicated than the absolute basics. It's kind of the idea of like, hey, you will still roll a die. You can only really succeed at simple things, though. And it's like, oh, hey, you have 2 momentum. You can exceed up to advanced or standard. Or like you are really not succeeding at anything unless you have a lot of like backup, like you have assistance, you have backup, you have anything to give you advantage. And you usually won't have it much because, well, you have 0 skill in it. You are the least qualified person here. That's like, uh-oh. So, Birth of the Blood Cultist. Blood cultists are not born into the life. Blood cultists are not born into the life into the life of servitude to Amrato. Even if both parents are blood cultists, and they live among them their entire life, they will not be considered one until they pass in initiation rite. They will not be considered in passing an initiation rite. Characteristic. How about that? How about we go with that? Each disciple has, I believe I had put 5 in, so there would be 5. Because actually what we get to reference is a much funnier thing. Time to bring up a project I haven't touched in literally about a little over a year. Going on 2 years. Welcome to Flesh Mech Annihilator. Yeah. Flesh Mech Annihilator is a game about dying horribly. It's great. Let's see. Each disciple has a number of characteristics. Has 1, 2, 3, 5. Has actually no. We can do. It has 6 characteristics. Which define their being, and allows them to succeed in the face of the Yakulan that define which define their being. A, B, C, D, E, and F. A, B, let's see. Ranked from A is ranked from has a rank of has a rank of A, B, C, D, E, or F. Or F. These rankings indicate the quality of the S A B C D E F indicate the quality of the parts, and let's see, the quality of the characteristics. Actually, no. This is going to sound silly, but I want to check system of organs. A new Kickstarter added again. Release your dodgy game as a PDF of a Word document with public domain, or 10 months later remaster it with actual layout. Is that the one where you are a brain in a mecha? No, actually. Flesh Mech Annihilator is a game where you have a parasite embedded in your soul, and you can turn into a giant flesh mech. You experience nothing but pain. Every single part of your body is technically just a part of, is just acting as part of it. It was literally because it was literally because a game I found didn't do what I wanted it to do, and I felt very sad. Meat Punks Forever. This is Extreme Meat Punks Forever, a game where you're supposed to bash the fash. And bashing the fash in giant meat mechs. The problem is that it's lame as fuck. This entire thing is lame as fuck. Like, holy shit, how do you be gay, pilot mechs, kill Nazis, but it's lame. Every aspect of this game is lame. The fucking visual novel looks like dog shit. The fucking RPG is a weird PBTA thing. This entire everything is dog shit, and everyone involved in it should be shot with a shotgun at point blank range. However, I decided to say, fuck it, let's ball, and fuck it, we ballin'. So I you gotta see why I'm not like, yeah, powered by queer rage. Yeah, it's Kickstarter. I fucking love. I love everything. I love democracy. So I was like, hey, what if we what if, however, what if you were the mech? What if you were just a giant meat mech? What if you were just a horrifying abomination of God? A violent simulator? Yeah, there's no artwork or anything in this. To give you an idea, most of the armaments here are various horrible things that you're supposed to gut and smirk each other. There's no artwork here. It's completely diceless. It's a derivative of Dungeon Tactics, actually. That's all it is. I literally was like, I need to get this shit done. I kind of did this in my off time a little bit. I might develop it a little bit more. Oh, did that. Just want to keep that open just because. Actually, I know what we can call this. Anatomy. Punching Nazis is always a good plot point for an RPG, but Bobby Duke, there's an issue with it. It's modern day indication of Nazis, not space Nazis or anything actual Nazis. It's just a bunch of football guys. They literally are guys in football outfits. It's like, oh my god, they played Fallout New Vegas. Oh no. I would always say having like a fun, goofy, like, hey, what's this game about? It's about beating the shit out of crazy fucking Nazis. Fuck it, cool. Everyone likes killing Nazis. I think we need more space Nazi vampires in media. Well, I wonder whatever happened to that one game that was like Eat the Reich. That was it. It was Eat the Reich. Which at first I was like, I don't know about this, but then it was like, oh, this seems kind of weird. Eat the Reich. Yeah, by Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. This game, it made a bunch of money, and it supposedly came out. Crack vampire commandos, drink all of Hitler's blood. Another one of those things where you actually have a very dedicated characters and things. Let's see. Did this game come out? Looks like it did actually come out. What is it? It's not a... Yeah, it looks like it's literally like a single thing, but hey, it works. S6 enemy which defines their being. Each. Each system of anatomy has a rank of S, A, B, C, D, or F. Or F, indicating the quality of that system. As well as its ability to protect the as well as its ability to protect the disciple. When the disciple disciple has 6 parts of their anatomy, which defines their being. Each system of anatomy. So we want table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2. 3. We want to do. System of anatomy. So, have flesh mech annihilator. Flesh mech annihilator. Musculature. Actually, some. Go. Yeah, none of this is really super final, because do you really think I plan any of this shit ahead of time? However, let's do nervous is going to be reaction times. Cardiovascular is going to be your stamina. Eat the Reich. Why are Nazi vamp? Yeah, because they're just evil. Like, that's the thing. Like, let's see. If the game is good, premise, fun to play, yes. I played Moonline, Roseville, Village, fit Cosmic Horror theme as well. Yeah, like, the thing with, I remember when Eat the Reich first came out, I kind of was like, oh, this looks a little bit weird. And I'm like, I don't know. But then it kind of like, once it set its pitch a little bit better, I was like, okay, I get it. Not my kind of game, but I get it. I understand that it exists. I can respect that. Weird, but I get it. Lymphatic. See if I can remember the lymphatic system. Bodies. We can call, if we want, we can call this just our immune system. Actually, why don't we get rid of the immune system? We literally call it the digestive system, because that's how because what would this Bronze Age society believe about this? Yeah, there's no such thing as the lymphatic system. It's just your digestion. That's just how it works. Everything processes it out. Let's see, this would be our hello, Wilhelm Reich. Principle of the universe of animal magnetism to the odic force. Yes, odic force. Omni substance similar to luminescent aether. Create organization. Yeah, rule that all jail rank in order to banning obstruction of all organ-related materials. Non-organic inside the walls, supposedly increase the organ concentration inside the enclosed space. Yes, let's see, what would be a good... of atmospheric organ, like... One of the only 10 or 15 organ boxes. Let's see. Let's see. How do I... What would be a good term for effectively... This is like, this is not going to be the final wording for any of this, by the way. This is legitimately like... Hey, this is just like an idea, effectively, of like what these actually do. And kind of like that idea of saying, hey, how strong are you? How strong are you in actuality? Are you strong? Are you not very strong? What would be a good word for that? What would be a good word? If I were to say, this natural part of your body regulates your ability to resist magical energy, what would you call it? What? Let's see. Respiratory, the cardiovascular, effectively. Skeletal system. I guess we could put in... I guess, actually, we keep digestive for humors, magic, and poisons. On the other hand, you're going to have your skeletal system, which is going to be your skeleton power, which is going to be... It's a dumb way of wording it, but that's the only way I can word it properly. Your skeleton power Again, it sounds dumb, but it works for the point of what we're making here. Because effectively, how I want this to go, I'm just gonna put this as a note down here. Your skeletal system is going to influence your skeleton, pretty much your bone strength. Is going to influence bone strength. How easy it is for them to break a bone. When a bone in your body hits 0, it's broken. This is bad, because turns out having a broken bone in the middle of combat does not help you win it. Musculature, your muscular system, is effectively going to be the raw power behind swings, and ability to, and effectively carrying capacity. Is how much shit can you actually have on you as much as, get power behind swings. You can be a very fit person, but you have absolute dog shit muscles. You aren't really built up any raw muscle at this point. And because you haven't really built up any raw muscle, hey, you're not very good at this whole thing, really. It's, you can't, like, if you have, like, F rank muscles, is like you're not, if you have F rank muscles, you are not actually using heavy armor. You aren't using heavy weapons. You are using, like, knives, and you're wearing clothes, which kind of makes a power, but hey, if you have S rank muscle, you could probably just lift someone up. You are supernaturally endowed with something. That's kind of the idea of like an S rank anything. Is like, this is supernatural in the way that it's done. Like this, you are way beyond human at this point, and that's very weird. Still make it the reproduction. If you wanted a big old meme, I would say that we could probably replace, you want to get rid of magic. What's your magic resistance? What's my reproductive organs? Have no fear. My penis power will make sure that I can resist magic powers. I think keeping it as digestive system works pretty good. So, cardiovascular is going to be the stamina in combat. Is how much can you do in combat versus how much can you react, how much are you doing per round of combat. If you have really high stamina, your cardiovascular system is very good, you're very active, you can clicking the time a lot easier, you are able to last longer in a fight. Versus someone with very low cardiovascular who's not going to last very long. On the flip side, your nervous system is all about your reaction time. Do you have a really good nervous system? You're going to be acting first in combat. And again, in a system where I want a single sword strike to be able to kill you, the ability to go first is by itself incredibly valuable. It's just that kind of, that hit there. Integumentary, which is going to be your which isn't going to be your musculature. This is going to be, okay, maybe it is. I don't really know how else to word this. It's effectively going to be your skin health. Because if I open up Miro, hello Miro, my beloved. Miro, please give me that sponsorship. Again, I don't think people quite understand. I would do a Miro sponsorship in a goddamn half second. Millisecond. So, taking our little paper doll here as an example. So, let's say this is our bone. What we need to do is when we make an attack with a sword, for example, we need to go through the flesh first. And it's pretty easy to go through flesh, and then we're going to hit bone. okay, hey, we've hit, like, we've got a really, like, kind of a flesh wound would go about here, roughly. That's kind of the idea of it. You've dug into the flesh, but you haven't really burst anything open. You go down here, hey, you've hit bone. This is, for lack of a better word, owie zowie moments, and I don't want to be here anymore because my everything is on fire and I am not having fun anymore. However, with a hammer, for example, let's say I hit you with a hammer, you're gonna do bone damage rather than direct kind of flesh damage. So it's like, hey, you have a hammer, break their kneecap. It's going to be a lot easier to break someone's kneecap than use a hammer to break someone's flesh. Which, hey, we're fighting a giant monster with a shit ton of muscle between it and anything valuable. Oh, here's Thornzen. Here's Thornagosk. Oh, what's he? He's coming in from behind, and he just broke its back with a fucking hammer. Cool. Magic is effectively going to go straight through you and kill your chakra alignment. You're not going to have fun doing that. Bad. Magic, fuck all of this. Magic goes through you and then kills you. So we don't like magicians. Magicians are scary. But you want to know what we do to magicians? We throw a knife at their cloth-wearing ass. Oh no, there's a fucking magician trying to cast some wizard shit at us. What do? I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to throw it as hard as I can. Because if I just hit him, if I swing my knife and I just accidentally hit him, I'm going to at least disrupt him for a second so I can close the distance and stab him to death. But hey, I actually stab him, he's not going to have fun anymore, because we're going to kind of go through here. So kind of keeping this kind of like, this is going to represent kind of that over health. Skeletal system is going to be your kind of like your lower health, I guess you would call it. And the digestive system is going to be entirely like save reaction. I don't really know, like, I guess actually we can call that magic health. That's kind of a weird way of wording it, but I guess it would be the idea of magic health. You don't have a very strong digestive system. I'm sorry, but you're not going to make it, kid. Actually, so delete you. Let's do that. Last longer. Digestive. Then. Mm. 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 Okay. What we can do, let's again, when in doubt, add a little bit of weird mysticism to it. Mm. 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 Disciples, hard work and discipline. Hard work and discipline to mold themselves into the ideal slave to Amrato. Ideal slave to Amrato. Mm. 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 Crushing the world beneath their might. Nervous and mm. 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 No, 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 no. Could literally just call it flesh wounds versus internal damage, though I suppose it'd be 3 flesh, internal, and structural. Yeah, I was thinking about just calling it like flesh versus skeletal. So because it's kind of like one of those things like, hey, you stab into their gut, there's no skeleton in your gut, really. There's only your organs, and those are going to get pierced, and those are going to get damaged. But like, hey, I want to stab at your heart. You got to break the rib cage first. Like, the ribs are going to eat through that mostly. So it's kind of like it's kind of like the idea of like, here's the physical purpose, like here's the actual like reason you're taking these things, but here's more of a saying like, oh hey, you have really high cardiovascular, means you have really fucking good stamina in combat. But on a more metaphysical level of how the cults would see that is, you have extreme discipline. You have steel and metal. You can resist the influences of man and beast to twist your mind in ways. People are like, hey, you have really good cardiovascular health. You have, you last really long. Oh, well, yeah, no shit, because you are literally resistant to the wiles of man. You don't give a shit about what people think, and that's like, you can kind of play to this. You can play up to the beliefs of it, or you can say, no, that's not really who I am. You can be incredibly muscular, but try to be fragile. But it's like, hey, if you're incredibly muscular and you have all this power, you're probably going to want to get better weapons and better armor, so you're kind of playing into that more metaphysics behind things. Mm. 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 This is very kind of early, but these are not going to actually influence much when it comes to your rolls, because they don't need to influence much when they come to your roll. Because the purpose of these is to give you these, as well as give you something to work toward. Because originally in here, it's like, yeah, this is operating potential. Let's just write these out. Let's see. Informs part of their physical makeup. Each of the disciples. And first being created, each of the disciples will have a C rank in all of their systems. Representing the human average. Representing the human average. Representing the human average. Push past the trials of their blood cult. No, I'm gonna cut it short here a little bit. We haven't been going too long, but I'm going to work on this part a little bit, probably in dead silence, because it's just going to be a lot of me hemming and hawing a lot more than usual. So I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Godspeed, good luck. You know the rest. I'll hopefully see you all tomorrow when we work more on Flag Bearer, because we can never escape Flag Bearer. And Friday we will continue on this, and hopefully a little bit more will be done. So thank you. Godspeed. Love you. Bye bye.